want to sit in the...
Yeah, and not quite the middle, but yeah. I mean, if I sat here, I would have trouble. Or maybe.
Hmm?
No, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, sure. I'll just switch off my phone. So hi there, busy day.
Yeah, it is a busy day today.
Good start, guys.
This is going to be interesting. Have you seen the video where?
We met you before.
Yeah, sure. We've met in
remember
London.
you.
I sat in the front row of the Q&A
Oh,
at the
yeah.
Samsung event.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
that was me. That was me. And that is nice. I mean, that is a good thing when you come across somebody and they say, "Hey, I remember you."
Yeah.
Although we met
That was
like
a strange...
we didn't really talk. Anyway, have you seen the video where a girl
Yes.
uses face swap to swap her face with a boob of her friend?
Yeah.
Of her friend.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Wait a second.
Wow, what is this? I'm so confused. Which country is this? Oh, wow. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's terrifying.
So anyway, I saw this video.
You thought of us?
And I thought of you, yeah.
That's very
I
nice.
thought of you because I've noticed that you joined the community with the hashtag Free the Nipple, and that's with the case of the video for Desire. And somehow after seeing that,
Videos, really. Those two. That you just, anyway, don't.
yeah, similar videos, that's true. And anyway, since I saw that uncensored excerpt from that video, I just can't stop associating a female nipple with Henry.
Thank you.
We struggle with that too.
So horrifying.
So tell me, because I still think that needs some kind of explanation. Why do we need to free the nipple, and why was it trapped in the first place?
Oh, I think it's because, well, I mean, I'm not probably the right person to talk about it because I'm not a woman, but he can talk about it.
Well, I think it's the society,
Yeah.
sexualization and fetishization of a woman's body, when really, you know, a woman's nipple is just the same as a man's nipple. I mean, obviously their functions are different, but like, what is the difference? Do you know what I mean? Why is it okay that we see a man's nipple, but it's not that we see a woman's nipple?
When you get people who get annoyed when women like breastfeed in public, as if there's something wrong with that. It's like nothing wrong with that. It's just a kid having a meal.
Okay, but on the other hand, your video, the same video, was censored on YouTube, I think. The nipples were blurred.
Yeah, and actually, that GIF of that I posted on my account on Instagram, and it got taken down within about 10 minutes. But the Years and Years one didn't, so I don't know what the rules are.
I think YouTube are probably more strict there. But I think you can log in. You have an option if you're over 18 to log in and see a nipple.
Yeah, I think like in that sense, that's not necessarily the most important thing, like the algorithm that makes that work, because it's always going to be difficult to make a judgment call. But I think it's down to humans to make a judgment call on that. And I think in that sense, it's good for people to start, you know, do what Ollie says, which is stop sort of objectifying women, and they take ownership of their own.
Okay, so
Very good. Very good.
that is nice. That is really intelligent.
All the parts if it's art.
I mean, like, yeah, you know, you can't. It's weird, isn't it? Like, there's different. Like, you can't see a guy's penis on screen, but you can see a woman fully naked. It's like slightly.
You do
but
see
you
guys'
rarely.
penises
But
on
that
screen. It's
doesn't
not erect.
the
Not erect penis.
Well, there you go. I don't know.
You can't
Okay, so you're saying it's all about desexualization, and somehow sexuality is a part of what Years and Years is doing, especially with Ollie being really open about it. Yeah. But anyway, somehow you're talking about desexualization, but the video for Desire is really sexual.
But I'm choosing to display that sexuality, and if a woman chooses to show her body, she shouldn't be denied that choice. Why does society tell her that it's not okay? That's the difference.
Yeah, I don't think it's a desexualization. It's more a case of who has the decision over their body. So it's not necessarily about desexualization. It can be. That's why I was saying it's complicated in terms of how you make a judgment about what's sexual and what's not. But ultimately, it's down to that person who's
in the context.
and the context. So it's not just as simple as saying it's like desexualizing. It's just more about empowerment, I guess. Do you know? Does that make sense at all?
Probably a little bit. We'll look at it after a while and just think about it. Okay, so it all gets me thinking, and this is a simple question, but I don't want you to answer in like the English kind of way, because the question is, are you actually happy right now? Because if you, the English kind of way is you would ask somebody, how do you do? How do you do? How are you? I'm fine, thank you. How are you? And I want just a little bit of honesty, and I'm asking about that mainly because I read an interview recently with Ollie, and you were talking about depression, about anxiety, and so on and so on. I know it's not a easy word to live in right now, not only right now. So the question is are you actually happy right now, all of you?
Well, I think for me, happiness is not a state of being. It's an emotion, which means it flickers on and off. It comes in, it comes out. So you can't really ever be just happy. Like you'll never. Do you know what I mean? Like.
But you could ask that question differently, which would be, are you happy with the things in your life? And yes, there are many things in my life right now, and I'm sure all our lives that we're very happy with. But that doesn't mean that we walk around in a constant state of bliss, because that wouldn't really work. That wouldn't work at all.
That human condition where you're never really content. You're always like striving for more, which is very annoying.
But I think we're in a place, all of us, where we probably have more things in our life that are good than ever before, probably. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to speak for anyone else, but...
I look at you, every time I see you as a band, I get the feeling that I'm looking at two everyday, normal, laid-back guys and the troublemaker. Yeah. And how wrong am I with this picture? Or maybe I'm right.
Yes, Ollie's not a troublemaker. Quite the opposite.
It depends, really. I only really cause trouble when I sort of feel like it's necessary to. Most of the time I'm pretty quiet and I like to just keep to myself. But you are, I don't know.
I think what is more like maybe an extrovert and two introverts, although I'm not sure if we're introverted. But
I don't think you're introverted at all.
Yeah, that's true. But I know what you mean, and I think that's probably a good dynamic in a band. But I don't know, you tell me. I haven't really thought about it.
Well, I think it's the question is a little bit about how you actually get along, because I can imagine your characters are quite different in many moments. Yeah. Are they? Yeah. And if they are, how do you get along? Have you got your own techniques? Sometimes bands do that when they figure out how to do that. They get in a circle and talk about their
feelings. We did that once. Yeah. To be honest, I think it's because we're quite different that we do get along, because we don't try and step on each other's territory or space, and there's just respect for each other, I think, that we have.
We've been together for like 5-6 years, so over time you work out each other's ways of being, and you make allowances for that, which is kind of the same with any relationship, is that you sort of, as long as you agree on some fundamental things about why we're making music together, then everything else kind of fits.
And I also don't really like confrontation. Like, I just would rather not have it.
Oh, yeah?
I'd rather just deal with it myself, alone. I don't want to fight.
You learn to coexist with each other quite quickly.
Yeah. What is the if we're talking about you as a band, what is the best and worst thing about the thing that you're actually doing? Is it like the touring, the being in the studio, or anything else? What is the most fun and the opposite about being in this particular band?
The most fun would be, like, they both cancel each other out. Like, the most fun would maybe be the touring and seeing different places, but the opposite of that is that you get taken away from like family and your loved ones back home, so you don't see them as much because you are doing this. It's like this constant battle.
So the same thing is
The same
more or
thing
less.
is the best and the worst, I think.
Uh-huh. Same with you?
That's I think, yeah, but yeah, probably that.
Also interviews.
Yeah.
I get the because we were talking for a moment about you in this band and about who is the difficult character. There you go. About the difficult characters, but somehow I think that you still try to keep it all simple. I mean, it's still about although all he has is interviews which go, viral. People talk about it. You talk about more things than just music. But I think in this band, it's still about the good songs, the nice melodies, and being simple with that. Even I looked at the album, and almost all of your songs have like a one-word title.
Yeah.
You don't get in any other philosophy and those sort of things. Is that true? Is that correct? What I feel?
Yeah, I think so. I think for me, I'm not. Yeah, it's really just about the feeling you have when you like a song, and I want to create that. And I don't know.
Yeah, no, pop music thrives on immediacy and simplicity. But ironically, it's one of the hardest things to do is do something simple but good,
Also, I just don't like long titles.
Yeah.
I'm very basic.
Okay, I can see we need to be finishing, I think. So the last question, because we started with the video for Desire, so we'll be ending with that. And after seeing that for a couple of times now, I got this one last question. Where is the after party? Because if that's what's going on at the after parties, I want to be there.
Well, you might want to take
Room
a look at
393
Yeah.
at the Sheraton.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, man. Thanks
a
to
lot.
see you again.
Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Good to see you.